Was thinking about gaslighting recently, what my narcissistic ex of 6.5 years did to me one time. I could literally point out hundreds of examples, but this one just sort of came to mind. And that term gaslighting gets thrown around a lot, so I think it's important to just really define that. When someone is gaslighting you, they are purposefully manipulating you in a way that makes you distrust what you think, what you see, what you hear, what you feel. It's basically trying to distort your actual reality. And so you really start to distrust yourself and your own senses. When I was with my narcissistic ex, he used even psychological tactics where he'd be like, I know that you were thinking X. And I'd be like, I was not. Like, that thought's actually never crossed my mind before. For instance, when I was with him, he really liked to put rules on pretty much everything that I did, but one of the rules that he did was around my clothing. He put a rule in place where I was not allowed to wear any shirts that had a V-neck. And I'm not talking like a deep V. I'm talking like just like a little V-neck. Like, not allowed at all. It was like only something that like floozies do or whatever. And he was like, I know why you wear V-neck shirts. I know why you do that. And I was like, oh yeah, inform me. I'll go with like 90% of women's clothing have just like a little V-neck unless it's a crew neck, like the t-shirt I'm wearing right now. Again, we're not talking like massive amount of cleavage. We're just talking like little V-necks, like not allowed. He said, the reason that you do that is because you have a fear of your cleavage. I was like, I'm sorry, what? First off, no. And second off, like, that doesn't even make sense. If I was like scared of my cleavage, why would I wear a V-neck that's like pointing to it, or like maybe like showing a little, like, it literally doesn't even make sense. And to this day, like, again, I was with him for 6.5 years. It's been almost 10 years since I left him. I still don't really understand what he meant by that. But he said that all the time whenever the topic of V-necks came up. Oh, you're scared of your boobs. You're scared of your boobs. I'm like, that thought has never crossed my mind until you put it in my head. And I remember thinking, like, does anyone actually think this way? Like, I so don't think that like, I just can't even imagine anybody thinking that. And he was like, it's just deep in your subconscious. It's in there. Like, you just have to believe me. I know, because I know the human psyche better than anybody else. He literally would say these things. One of the first things that I did when I broke up with him was go and buy like a very small little like V-neck sweater. Again, just like a little thing here up at the top. We're not talking anything deep. And we had to like untangle our house and a whole bunch of things. So I had to see him still for a few months after I broke up with him. And I wore that shirt and he looks at me and goes, V-neck, huh? The gaslighting, the manipulation, the judgment, the rules, oh my God, it's just like, and they do that in every single part of your life. It just drives you absolutely insane. Having been now like 10 years out of a relationship where it was gaslighting every single day, I feel so much happier.